Not many people seem to know that Hyori used to be heavily involved with the management of a certain unlucky K-pop group. The group's demise is very sad, and their disbandment broke the members' hearts completely. The group in question is SPICA, which debuted in 2012 under not a well-known company named B2M Entertainment. Although the company was small, it housed one of the legendary K-pop idols Hyori, who was the first one to join as it was established by Finkel's former manager, a group that she used to be a member of. The label didn't grow very fast, but they additionally signed 2 members of SS501, and only 2 years after the founding, they decided to debut their very own girl group named SPICA. At that time, it sounded like a great way to establish themselves within the K-pop industry, but retrospectively, it was a move that ended up being too ambitious. SPICA had 5 members, and their debut already looked very promising. They debuted with the album Russian Roulette, and while it was pretty solid and the members were extremely talented, their run seemed to be full of obstacles and difficulties that prevented them from reaching their full potential. The group is known for their amazing vocals, and it was also revealed that one of the members was supposed to originally debut with 21 as she was a former YG trainee. Boyoung shared that she was preparing for the 21's debut when Young Hyun-suk visited her one day in the practice room and told her that she wouldn't be a part of the final lineup because her style and color didn't suit the rest of the members. It's no surprise that Boyoung admitted that she was heartbroken and cried a lot, but Hyun-suk told her that she was actually very talented and would succeed in the future, just not under YG. This revelation was shocking enough, but it also helped with setting high expectations among the public for SPICA's musical activities. However, no matter how hard SPICA worked on their skills, the public didn't seem to be interested in getting to know them better after their debut. It was at a time when many new K-pop groups were coming out and they had to compete with some of the biggest names in the industry. But the girls continued to struggle, and one of the reasons seems to have been their inconsistent image and branding. This is exactly why Hyori stepped in only a year after their debut and decided to take the girls under her wing so that they'd attract more attention. But despite all of her efforts, the group met a sad ending. Since B2M Entertainment was struggling to sell SPICA to the public, Hyori agreed to work on their branding and music. She got involved especially with transforming their image into a more up-to-date group that could potentially rival other big names within the industry. Before that, their concept seemed a little bit all over the place, which isn't unusual for the older K-pop groups, but this came at a time when more and more groups started to experiment with a solid, clean-cut image that wouldn't deviate too much in between comebacks. Before Hyori stepped in, the members were often put in unflattering clothes that were very typical of earlier second-gen groups, but they went through a drastic change once she got their hands on them. She basically highlighted their best features by going the opposite way of what they were originally doing. It's not very clear what led Hyori to take care of the girls so much, but it might have been her feeling sorry for the members or her just wanting to help her juniors to achieve more success. At the end of the day, she knew how hard it was to be a K-pop idol and to compete with other groups. Whatever stood behind her decision, it seemed like her involvement helped the group tremendously at first. The important thing here is that suddenly the members were even more motivated to succeed because of someone of Hyori's caliber was investing their time and effort into their music. So if they failed, they wouldn't be letting down just themselves and their company, but also Hyori. It's not difficult to understand that they had a lot of respect for her and that they didn't exactly want to disappoint her. Hyori's interest in the group had started already before 2013. B2M Entertainment shared back then that she would star in the group's music video for their release and that she was helping the members and the company to work on their visual representation. What's more, even before they debuted, she would offer the members advice and visit them on sets. So over time, she really built a strong connection with them, which eventually led to a lot of tears, as you'll find out soon. Since the group was failing to attract enough public attention, the company came up with an idea to create a reality show that would follow Hyori and SPICA on their way to navigating the world of K-pop. The new show was full of ups and downs. Even the first episode tugged on the viewers' heartstrings as the members were seen asking Hyori for help with the production of their new album, but she rejected them. One of the members, Nare, shared that it might be because she doesn't see enough will and power in them. She ended up crying, saying, "Hyori Ani needs to see the hope in us and feel the desire to produce for us. We need to start appealing to her charms from now on." Interestingly, Nare was right. Hyori wanted to see their true colors and have them actually want to release good music and work on their skills. She didn't want them to feel like it would all just be handed to them. Eventually, Hyori agreed to help the members produce the music for their comeback, and thanks to her, they reached new highs. The group released a song titled Tonight, which was produced by Hyori and her husband, and written by her and one of the members, Boa. It was the first comeback during which the public could see the girls transform into a completely different style that suited their colors much more. When they performed the song for the first time, Hyori ended up crying due to how proud and happy she was for them. It's undeniable that tonight was a peak in a way for the group as they finally managed to get into the top 10 on the Gaon music chart. Unfortunately, following this success, the group found themselves in a downhill spiral. It was clear that the members became dependent on Hyori's guidance. When they were asked about their relationship with her, they admitted that they were constantly seeking her approval, which made the situation a bit difficult to manage. The group desperately tried to replicate their success that they had with Tonight. Only a few months later, they had a comeback, but it didn't get enough attention. Due to that, they decided to tip their toes into a different market outside of Korea, and so SPICA got on their way to debut in the US. Retrospectively, it wasn't the best decision to make. Although the group was extremely talented, it was a time when K-pop groups weren't specifically favored in the West, and it was also the beginning of the trend of debuting very young idols. Meanwhile, the members of SPICA were mature women who weren't about to dance on stage in school uniforms. This was pretty much the beginning of the whole K-con era, so although their performance at the show was praised, it didn't push the group anywhere forward. At this point, the girls were really trying everything to make it big. They even signed an exclusive deal with CJ in order to distribute their music better. But releasing new music wasn't enough, and so Bohyung joined a competition show Girl Spirit in order to raise awareness about the group among the general public. In a way, this helped as she proved that she's incredibly talented, and she ended up winning first place on the show. But despite this, the group simply failed to remain strong in the fast-changing music industry. It got to the point that even Hyori got worried about them and told them that although she hoped that they would do well, getting to the top wasn't everything, and that they must think about their own happiness first. It seems like the group was lacking motivation at this point, judging from Bohyung's words. I hope that there are more happy moments this time. Sadly, in August 2016, they held their very last comeback, and there were no more happy moments. As a result of all the unsuccessful ventures, the group has officially disbanded. On February 6th, 2017, it was announced that they reached a mutual agreement and parted their ways with their agency. The group didn't join a different label. Instead, the members went their separate ways. Boa and Bohyung turned into a duo named Kimbo and released music under a small label, Adaline. Their first release came out in 2020, but they didn't manage to get enough attention from the public once again. Jihyun attempted to become an actress, and Jiwon debuted again with a very unlucky group Unity. Following the very sad disbandment of Unity, she also threw herself into the acting world as she felt like there was no luck for her in the music world. Member Nare completely left the music industry after SPICA's disbandment, but it's said that she remained close friends with all the members and they still occasionally meet. She eventually found happiness as she married Touch's Kim Sunung earlier this year. It's safe to say that Hyori really loved the girls and tried her best to make them successful, but due to various circumstances and things outside of their control, they couldn't really reach a bigger success in the K-pop industry. Nevertheless, the group's discography is so good that any new K-pop fans will definitely find a song or two that they can add to their playlists. And hopefully, a reunion is not out of the question either.